Okay, so I'm going to start off this video by saying it is never my intention to call out any brands or companies or anything like that when it comes to my lightweight racism story times. But sometimes it just kind of has to happen. I'm sorry. Like, y'all have asked me to continue doing these little story times. I asked you if you wanted to see them. You said yes. So I'm going to keep doing them. And sometimes, you know, things and companies and stuff like that kind of get caught in the crossfire because of some of the experiences that I've had. But like I said, it's never my intention to call them out. But I kind of have to today. I'm going to use a specific store as an example because the topic is going to be shopping while black, which I just thought of that. So that's going to be the caption of the video. But it's a very real thing. And today, specifically what I'm going to be talking about, which my family and I have experienced probably in every store that we frequent at some point in time. Yeah, every store is going to be getting followed around by employees. If you don't know the significance of that, I'll explain it to you. If you're being followed around by an employee and they're not asking you, like, hey, you need anything? They're just staring at you while you shop, not being nice, not being accommodating. They're just standing there staring at you. That's because they're trying to make sure you don't steal something. And that usually only happens to minorities. So like I said, every store that my family and I frequent, that's happened to us at least once. But this specific store that I'm about to mention, that has happened every time I've walked in, which made me think that it was part of policy or it was something that they told their employees to do. I don't really know. Maybe that's the case for all places. I'm not sure. Some of them could just be better at hiding it. But I don't know if y'all remember Brandy Melville, but I don't even know really what they're doing now, but I know they were popping back when I was still on Ant Farm, I think, which was the last time I went in that store. But, yeah, so every time I went in there, not only was I treated differently than the other girls that didn't look like me, but it was like they would assign an employee to me and they would follow me around while I was shopping. They wouldn't be like nice or accommodating or anything. They were pretty cold and they would just be watching. And I remember the first time we went in that store because I'd heard about it. I was like, oh, Dad, can we go in here for a second? I want to check out some of the clothes because I heard they were comfortable and I'm all about comfort. You know what I'm saying? So my dad was like, yeah, sure. We walk in. You know how the girls and the employees, they try to act like they're doing other stuff. You know, they folding clothes and then cutting their eyes at you, or they hanging stuff up or arranging jewelry or something. So as not to make it obvious that they're watching you. These girls weren't doing that. They were like we got our eye on you. And it was so bad that my dad made us put down all the clothes and leave the store. Like, I didn't even buy anything that time I went in, so that really doesn't count. But the last time I went in that store, I was in a different country because every time I went into this store, it was different locations because I would never plan to go. I would just kind of happen across it while I was out. So different locations. And one time in a different country, like I said, which was the last time I went. I really thought things were going to be different that time because I was like, okay, I'm not in America anymore. Like, you know, maybe it's not because of my race. I was really trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. I was like, maybe it's not because of my race. Maybe it's just because I look like a bum every time I went in there. Because usually when I go out, you can't, like, barely tell my gender. So I was like, maybe they have a certain dress code and they just a little prissy. But this day, I had just gotten off work. That was why I was in Canada. I was filming. So my hair was done. I got my makeup done there. I'd worn a cute little outfit for work that day. I didn't plan on going to this store, but I had my white co-star with me and she wanted to go in. So I was like, I got a white girl with me. I'm going to be good. Oh my goodness. Walked in. It was not like that at all, dude. The exact same thing happened. They followed me around the store. Didn't ask me if I needed any help. Just had an employee follow me around. They didn't follow my co-star around. They went up to her, hey, girl, you need anything? And she's like, oh, no, I'm just kind of looking around. And they were like, okay, well, you know, do your thing, have fun. And they left her to her devices. They followed me around, right? But at some point, some of the girls in the store recognized me, came up, asked for a photo. I was like, sure. The employees noticed. I saw a totally different side of those girls. They came up like, hey, how you doing? I was like, I'm good. How you? They were like, we're great. Need any help? I was like, nope, I'm good. I'm just looking around. They're like, okay, well, let us know if you need anything, girl. I was like, okay, bye-bye. So they left me alone for a little while to shop in peace. And then soon after that, they came back with one of their signs. I think it was their tagline or something. And they were trying to give it to me like, hey, could you just stand there and hold this so that we could take a picture of you for our Instagram and stuff? And I said no. But that was my last time going in that store. Well, I didn't know like how the store was set up before I went in. Like, when I told certain people this story, they were like, yeah, yeah, duh, China. Like, you didn't know. I didn't know Brandy Melville was kind of meant for a specific teenage girl that didn't look like me. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I feel like this might be a part of a lot of store policies. I'm not sure if that's true, but I've just noticed it everywhere that we frequent. This happens because actually, this is another short story that I'm gonna tell you guys real quick. So I have a family member who had a child with a white woman, right? So this white woman worked at a department store. And so she's working, minding her own business. And then my family member walks into the store with their child. Her boss, the white woman who had a child with my family member, her boss comes up to her, not knowing that this is her man. And her boss is like, oh, go watch them. And she's like, what? She's like, the boss was like, go watch them. And she's like, why? And they were like, to make sure they don't steal something. Like, duh. And she just kind of stood there looking at her boss. And then my family member walked right up to her and kissed her. And the boss realized, oh God, they together. Oh, this their child. Oh, and they peaced out. But that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Like, I shouldn't walk into a store and be like scared about, like, I don't carry bags and purses into stores really ever, because I don't want people to think, ooh, the wind is really picking up. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to like steal something or this, that, and the, like, I really think about that every time I leave. So yeah, I just thought that I would tell you guys that, because I'm not sure a lot of people that aren't a minority know that that's a thing, but it is. So if you're ever shopping with a black friend or something and they're picking up clothes with the intention of buying them, and then all of a sudden they drop everything and they're like, let's go, and they walk out, don't ask any questions. Just go ahead and follow them, because that's probably what the deal is. So there you go. That's my story time for today. Some others will probably be coming soon, but love you guys. Bye.